such a nervous time to be sitting there. You know, you had a few minutes there.
Oslo.
It's nice to be amongst your other athletes, but you are kind of on your own.
Particularly nerve-wracking start at Henley.
Like this. Attention. Go.
Commands from the umpire there, getting the crews ready. The coxes still have their hands in the air.
You hear the breathing, that deep breathing you do to try and control the adrenaline that's about to surge through your body when you're sitting on the start.
So nervous, so nervous.
Attention! Go!
And you know, off the blocks, it's really important to get out fast. Kind of, it feels frantic in a way sometimes, but you know, trying to unleash all that power as a unit together.
The challenge of how drilled can you be with that adrenaline surging to still execute really precisely to make sure your movements are efficient, the power's moving the boat and not just expended on charging up and down. There's actually a bit of steering on this, on the Thames crew.
And that's the last thing you want, especially in such a big boat. You're trying to get the boat up to speed as quickly as possible. To actually use the rudder is like putting a handbrake on, so that's the last thing I'm sure they want.
And that means that the Norway crew, the Oslo crew, they are getting the slip away here, so they've had a much straighter line, slightly cleaner start, and Thames are under pressure now.
Like any race, as long as they stay in contact, they can sense and feel the other crew. They can kind of be towed along.
They want to maintain contact for sure. That's really important in this match racing. But also they've got some great experience in there. Got an under-23 rower. They've got somebody who's going to Princeton next year, so he may be back wearing a different strip in the future. And you know, the Norwegians, there's quite a few crews here, and they're wanting to make a statement and make sure they're in the races at the weekend.
Yeah, and especially last year, this particular event, we had 2 Thames boats make the final, so there is a lot of depth at Thames Rowing Club. Be interesting to see how this Thames crew copes with the pressure that's being put on them from the crew on the opposite station here.
So hard now. You've got that sense that you put all that energy into the start and you're down. So now you've got to relax into the race. It's really crucial for the cox to make sure that they can get on the line their maximum boat speed. They need to do a bit more. They've got to somehow find a way of clawing things back, and they know they probably need to try and do that as early as they can in the race.
And it's really important with that stern pair, you know, really communicating. You know, I know it's hard to speak, but they know how it should feel in that part of the boat, really relaying that back to the cox. So they're getting as much run out of every stroke as possible.
There'll be small adjustments being made all the way down, particularly in the stern, just to get the rhythm, a bit more relaxation. The cox will be trying to get them to relax in between the powerful strokes to try and have something that's sustainable. It looks like they're steering again in that Thames crew, and that is not going to help. That also perhaps suggests that the power is a bit uneven, that somehow they're getting rocked around a bit.
Yeah, or maybe it's one or two athletes kind of getting a little bit flustered at what's going on beside them. Their attention isn't in their bubble, maybe having a look across, not really focusing on their job and the process of working as a unit.
Just looks a little more uniform here, doesn't it, as we look at the Norwegians. Big, powerful crew as well. So for my mind, they're just a little more relaxed coming forward, just able to let the wheels of the slide just kind of come right out. And I think they are going to have some slightly more sustainable row at the moment. You can see less rocking around, can't you? Less bodies pulling around in the Norwegian crew.
Yeah, and their boat so far has not veered from that line that they're on. It's been literally as though they're being pulled along that kind of line all the way down the track. Straight
line, an arrow right down. You can see the back markers from the start where they line up, that when you're in a coxswain's crew, you'll line up off to be on like an arrow down the course, and they've definitely had that. And that's a sign that things are, they're on track, they're on a course. They've still got contact. I don't know, they're hanging in there at Thames, aren't they? They've got to have to test some moves now. What can they do to try and stop the Oslo crew breaking away from them?
Yeah, and they've just gone through the halfway mark, so you know the track is running out, the time's running out. They need to have an impact now, so when they get to that enclosure point, they're actually in contact and really can start to put some pressure on. So you know, they're still in touch. The string, was I like to call, hasn't been broken yet. They're still in contact.
Definitely, they are hanging in there actually, aren't they? I mean, they've got that overlap still, and that's so important. And now it's going to be a matter of kind of holding tight, but trying to see if you can sneak back, and then at some point you make your decision about when you're going to go, and Thames are going to have to be bold.
And it's when that confidence, you know, grows, the excitement grows, you know, the belief grows, and you start moving, you know, as a unit even more, and trying to put even more work down, but moving efficiently with it.
Yeah, I think Thames B are going to be feeling good. Looks to me like they've got much more overlap than they had before. Let's see what the overhead shots give us in a minute.
But once again, it's really important that they don't have to steer anymore. They don't want to slow that whole speed down.
Both crews under pressure here. No one's able to relax. We've seen some crews get out, take the rate down, but both are having to go flat out and see what they can do to put this race to bed. Oslo's still got a clear advantage, but it's not comfortable.
And they're clawing on. They've dug their heels in, dug their claws into the stern of that boat and just really kind of hanging on.
You get that a beautiful overhead shot there, and you can see that there is a little more sort of symmetry, a little more evenness in the angles of the Oslo crew, only by a small margin, little more efficiency, but of course over this distance that counts. Thames, what can they do? They're going to have to find some other gears, and I don't know how hard they've had to go to cling on, but now they're going to be asked a question. They've got to do something soon, otherwise they'll just run out of space.
And that's they've had the kind of the move, I'm sure, coming through Remnant, with people shouting from them as they go past that phase of the course. Now they're coming to the enclosures. How many Thames members are in that enclosure, kind of egging them on as they go past?
They will have a big roar. Their club has a huge history in this event, in this regatta. A lot of experience previously in Henley. There's a Henley finalist 2017 and Thomas Simmons in the 6th seat. So these are guys who are used to racing at the weekend, and that's what their aspirations are. But they are under pressure. Can they find anything else? Can they lift a gear?
It just looks like the crew from Oslo they're just in their rhythm. They've controlled the race from the start. They've got out in front, and they've just been able to watch Thames all the way down the track.
They've done enough, haven't they? And Thames couldn't find any more gears, but really gutsy racing down the middle of that race.
They come past the floating grandstand. It's Oslo of Norway crossing the line, and 3/4 of a length ahead of Thames B, Thames Rowing Club B boat.